I'm going to give a brief introduction about protocol buffers. So it is important to know the basics of protocol buffer before we move on to gRPC, because gRPC is built on top of protocol buffers. So what is protocol buffer? It is basically a format to store messages or data like JSON or YAML. So it's basically a format to store data, data format basically. And it is created for efficiently sending data across networks using well-documented typed API. What does that mean? This means we define beforehand what the data type will look like, and we specifically define the type of every single message which we are going to send across networks. Then the encoding of data in binary format means more efficiency. Why? Because binary is the language of computers, and computers deal much better if data is in binary format. Otherwise, it has to change to binary format and then send it and then change it back to whatever format you originally had. So if it is already serialized in binary format, then it makes things more efficient, and also it makes things easier to update to new versions of data. So for example, if we are saving the user profile data somewhere in protocol buffer format, and if we want to add, let's say, email ID to the user profile data which was not there before, so we can add it, and we can also ensure it was backwards compatible, which means it will not break the older systems. So that is one advantage of using protocol buffers. And in its basics, it boils down to two things. First is the schema, where you write a file which describes what the values look like. So for instance, a user profile may have, okay, username and email ID as the values. I'll show it later how exactly it looks like, but now I'm just giving a brief overview. First is the schema. Second is the actual values, which means the actual instances of the schema. And we write these in proto files. So the schema is written in the proto files. I'll talk more about it when I talk about gRPC. But this is an overall brief introduction on protocol buffers. It's basically just a format to store data.